So, okay, I'm going to start my presentation by asking how many of you love drinking coffee? Okay. How many of you are like addicted to coffee? Okay. So, well, today I'm going to talk to you about jazbe, which is this thing right here. It translates into coffee pot from Armenian to English. As an Armenian, I simply cannot imagine living my life without jazbe because we drink coffee at least 4 to 5 times a day, and living in a household with like coffee addicts, it's impossible not to have coffee with you. So today, learning about this artifact will teach you actually how to make Armenian coffee, and you will understand my culture and tradition a little bit more. I will start off by actually explaining how to make Armenian coffee, and then why I identify myself with this culture so much. So, to begin with, Armenian coffee has been around since the 15th century. It's also known as the Turkish coffee and Greek coffee because we live in the same area, so kind of have same traditions and cultures. So, unlike the American coffee, Armenian coffee has like it's grind really finely, and it's like almost to powdery consistency. I'm gonna pass this around so you guys can take a look and see the difference. Also, it has more caffeine, even though you use like smaller portions, the caffeine level is really high. So in order to make Armenian coffee, it's really simple to do. All you need is this coffee pot right here, and water, sugar, coffee, and this little cups like this that you can use it for espresso as well, but we use this to make Armenian coffee. So what you do is you pour water, cold water from the faucet into this coffee pot right here. You add a teaspoon of sugar, which is preferable. You don't have to add sugar, and you add the coffee to it, a teaspoon of coffee. And then, unlike American coffee, where you just turn the machine on and let it brew the coffee for you, you actually have to take your time and prepare the coffee in front of the stove. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes, but you have to be very careful because if the coffee foams too much, the coffee will spill all over it. And I'm not saying I experienced this a couple of times, but anyway, you end up not having any coffee left, and whatever is left is like the bitter taste of the ground coffee. So it's very important to make sure to pay attention and make sure the foam doesn't boil over the pot. As an Armenian, it's really important for us because coffee drinking time is not like going to Starbucks and grabbing a coffee to go. We actually sit down with our family when we have friends over, family over, and we enjoy this. It's like a process. It takes anywhere from 15 minutes to about like hours. We have family over for hours for over coffee, and we serve coffee with like Armenian pastry, chocolate, and anything that's sweet. It's also like there's a little tale known that after you finish drinking your coffee, the grounds leave a little mark, and the old Armenian women tend to think that they could read their fortune by the remainders of your coffee ground. So even to this day, even nobody really believes the telling, but some women still sit down and read each other's fortunes. So the reason why I identify with myself with this culture a lot is because I was actually born in Armenia and I was raised here and in a very traditional Armenian family. So we always have friends over, family over, and after a meal, I would like to call this like the fourth course because we always drink coffee after everything we do. So I was brought up, even though I don't like drinking Armenian coffee, I was brought up in a family where everyone drinks coffee like it's before breakfast. No one has breakfast in my family, but they just drink coffee. So it's like a bonding time with your family and friends, and people come over and socialize and talk about things like you get to know what people are doing, you get to start gossiping about other people, and it's how you end up like socializing and figuring out what's doing what, who's getting married to who, and so on and so forth. So I hope that by the end of my presentation, you learn actually how to make Armenian coffee and why it means so much to me, and why I think this is important to me for my presentation. And next time, instead of going to Starbucks, now that you know how to make coffee, maybe you can grab your friends and make an Armenian coffee, and maybe at the end you can read each other's fortunes or whatnot. But there you go. Thank you.